In this video, we look at a simplified summary of the story 100 Pieces of Silver in the 3½ Weeks by Roger Bird, which appeared in the August 1983 issue of the magazine Western and Eastern Treasures. For nearly 30 years, I have been seeking treasure in the sand. As a child, we would bring a wire mesh to the shoreline and hunt for coins. Finding just a few coins was enough to bring us joy, as it meant we could afford to go to the cinema and buy a bag of popcorn. 3 years ago, I finally acquired a White's 5000D metal detector. In the time since, I have discovered hundreds of coins, but none were minted after 1965. The elusive silver still escaped me. That was until the great storm of California hit earlier this year. Against all odds, I took my metal detector and my faithful dog to the beach, determined to find something. There were a number of people already there with their own detectors, so I moved to the side and began searching. I found a couple of pennies before moving closer towards the water. Suddenly, I received a strong signal and dug up what I thought was a large token. In fact, it turned out to be a counterfeit gold piece from 1855 worth $1.20. I spent many a night poring over books and researching this amazing discovery. Not long after, my detector picked up another signal, and I found another incredible coin. As I rubbed off some of the pitted sand, a breathtaking sight greeted me: a walking Liberty $50. My heart skipped a beat as I held it in my hands. My first silver coin. Oh, such a beautiful coin it was. From that moment on, I was struck with silver fever. For the next 3½ weeks, I would scour the beaches whenever time allowed. Being the owner of a restaurant, I could adjust my hours as per the tides. At times, I would be on the beach before the sun rose, and on others, not until the late afternoon. Every day, I would bring home some silver coins, and the joy of it was so rewarding. To me, being on the beach and experiencing nature in all its forms, be it the rain, the wind, or the pounding surf, was simply a joy. Digging up an old coin made me wonder who might have dropped it 50, 75, or even 100 years ago. Old coins are like a time machine, a vehicle that lets me touch the past, once kept warm in someone's pocket or purse, now lost in the cold sand, until the moment I found them. In the enchanting world of magical beach treasure hunting, I delved deep into the secrets of my machine and mastered its use in the highly mineralized black sand or the wet white sand. The vastness of the beach made the searchers careless, but not me. I covered as much area as possible and pulled out silver dimes and quarters from the depths of the sand. In my second week, I converted my machine to a hip mount, which fit nicely under my rain jacket. My brother-in-law joined me on weekends, and we explored the beach with our buddy system. He dug up the signals, and I used the machine, and all the finds were mine. Then he used the machine, and I dug, and all the finds were his. Together, we uncovered treasures beyond our imagination: 4 Franklin halves, scores of Mercury and Barber dimes, V nickels, and Indian head pennies. The most exciting finds were hidden in worked-out areas. I found a real nice 1920 Standing Liberty quarter and a 1944 Walking Liberty half in one, and a bright, shiny 1950 quarter next to a buried plate of metal in another. As the detector emitted a deafening, booming sound, I couldn't help but feel a wave of regret wash over me. Surely, every treasure hunter within a mile radius had heard the racket and would be racing towards our spot on the beach. However, I held out hope as I heard a distinct, piercing beep coming from the side. My heart racing, I rushed over to investigate and was rewarded with a breathtaking sight. A 1914 Barber quarter in impeccable condition was gleaming up at me from the sand. It was a moment of pure magic, one that made all the toil and trouble of beach treasure hunting worth it. Of course, not every day was without its challenges. The ravages of the storm had taken their toll on the coastline, ravaging the beaches and sweeping away entire houses. Even at low tide, monstrous waves could come crashing down, sending us all scrambling for safety. On the beach, there was one unfortunate soul who faced the wrath of the colossal waves. He was dragged halfway up the sand dunes and his equipment was ruined. On a Sunday when my uncle joined us, the beach proved to be treacherous. His hip waders were filled with sand and water, causing him great discomfort. As he emptied them, he carelessly placed his earphones on his tote bag, which were carried away by the waves. To our amazement, The earphones floated, but Uncle was not amused. Another day, my sandwich got soaked when my rain jacket failed me. However, it was my playful pup who almost ruined our treasure hunt by bothering another coin shooter on the beach. He enjoyed helping us dig, but sometimes made the coins harder to find by turning them on their sides. As the sun set over the beach, misfortunes had befallen upon us. A huge wave had caught a man unawares, and Uncle's beloved earphones were washed away. The weather had been unforgiving, with strong winds and rough waves. Our playful dog, always eager to join in, only added to the chaos. Despite the challenges, we persisted in our search for treasure. I had already found 60 or 70 silver coins, and I was determined to reach 100 before the storms abated. On the last day of our search, the tides were against us, burying older coins deeper than our detectors could reach. But we pressed on, hoping for a lucky find. And then, on a very weak signal, I dug up a Roosevelt dime. It was the last piece of silver I needed to reach my goal. As I held it up to the fading light, I couldn't help but feel a sense of triumph. We had weathered the storm and emerged victorious. As the waves crashed upon the shore, the treasure hunters persisted in their quest. The challenge was great, but their determination was greater. The mischievous behavior of their playful dog only added to the chaos. But amidst the chaos, treasures were unearthed. A Roosevelt and a silver $50 from 1943 were discovered, and the excitement of finding those coins was just as great as finding the first. In total, 560 coins were found, including an Indian head penny, V nickels from as far back as 1883, and several other rare coins. Yet despite their success, the elusive gold coin still remained out of their reach. As I dug deeper into the sand, my heart raced with anticipation. A glint caught my eye, and I quickly unearthed a large silver $50. It was a 1943 Walking Liberty, a rare find indeed. My excitement was just as great as when I found my first coin. Over the course of the day, I uncovered 560 coins, including a valuable Indian head penny and several V nickels dating back to 1883. I also discovered a Barber quarter, 2 standing Liberty quarters, 14 Washington quarters, and 5 Walking Liberty halves. My playful pup, always eager to join the hunt, caused a bit of trouble, but it was all worth it when I found a Jefferson half, a Kennedy half, 33 Roosevelt dimes, and 30 Mercury dimes. I even stumbled upon a silver Mexican peso from 1924, 2 silver rings, 3 silver medallions, 9 buffalo nickels, and 2 old tokens. One of the tokens was even good for a drink at the Hoffman House bar. As my day on the beach came to a close, I couldn't help but wonder, where was the elusive gold coin that had evaded me for so long? If you're interested in purchasing a copy of this vintage magazine for yourself or as a gift for a friend or loved one, please click the link in the description.